Alright guys, welcome to the stream. We're just seeing if we can get into the first game of proceedings. Unfortunately the passkey doesn't seem to be working, which I've been provided for that first game between Vol and their opposing numbers right now. I'm just going to see if I can bring you guys up the bracket that seems to be misbehaving itself a little bit at the moment, so I'm just going to wait a second before showing you guys everything. I think maybe I've... Okay. That's right, yes, I figured out what it is. Right, so let's take a look at what's going on. So as we said on Facebook, we are starting a little bit late today because of some overrun from the previous tournament. But hey, let's see where we are right now. So, we've got, of our currently surviving teams, we've got Violence Blue going up against K and Glory, Soul Nation against ANG, Browsers against Take Multi, and We2OP versus ASN eSport. I was seeing if we can get into We2OP versus ASN eSport game at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Oh hey, MC5 to Haxel, how's it going? Am I just going crazy here? Let's see. Let's see, sorry about this. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. So we should have that first game, but I don't know what's going on that we're not seeing it. I think we may have managed to sneaky beak our way in there, so we'll see. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, let's get ourselves into the pregame. So we've got We Are 2 OP, who are... Oh, sorry, We 2 OP versus ASN Esports. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting this one. So let's get all of our bits and pieces in order and get ourselves underway for today. There we go. Right. Yes, ASN being back, I think, is definitely a cause for not only celebration, but quite a lot for surprise. It's been a while since we've seen ASN Esports taking to these climbs. I think they're actually listed under a new team. I'm just going to see if I can find out who it is they're playing against, or rather exactly when we last saw them. Right, so I believe that the We 2 OP is just a new incarnation of Vol. A little confusing. But hey, we'll take them as they present themselves, as Celine drops down some real old damage. MC5 tax looks like most of the ASN players are new. Well, I guess that makes sense, it has been a while. Any of the ASN players returning? I don't know the roster well enough to be able to know offhand. But yes, well, hopefully they will continue the ASN tradition. So far, this ASN eSport lineup has beaten out Destiny Blue in their first round of competition, so we'll see what else they're capable of. And the Ruse, you know, yes, that is the familiar name. It's with the Cobra icon. Yes, Ruse, who's more recently been part of various incarnations of Old Glory, and now Kai and iZone. Interesting. All right. Sorry guys if I sound a little distracted during all this. We had a nearly 8-hour long Android tournament, so I'm a little woozy. But we'll do our best to get through this and hopefully enjoy ourselves some top quality iOS action along with all that Android madness from earlier on. So if you're ASN Esport coming into this, you have an interesting ride for yourself. So as a new team, you can expect to go up against some of the toughest opposition almost straight away, which is it's kind of a trial by fire or a baptism by fire for a lot of new teams. They have to then go up against, or rather they just start off the tournament career by going up against some of the toughest teams in the tournament, making it quite hard to get past the initial rounds. But if you stick it out, then you can eventually, just by sheer dint of persistence, end up upping your seed, even if you don't necessarily do very well, which you won't to start with because you're playing against the best teams in the tournament straight away. Of course, unless of course you're ASN Esport, who are theoretically a new team, who, because of that, came into this as one of our lowest seeds, and took on Destiny Blue, our number 2 seed, in the first round of competition. If ASN Esports do win out here and take out Vol on their way to doing so, or Vol or We2OP as they're known here, or Lack, I guess might be a little easier to follow considering they're all tagged with Lack, then the next round could easily contain the team Brazzers, another team who have done incredible stuff on the in the iOS competitive scene. Violence Blue are on the other side of the bracket, remember from before, as well as Kanglory, Soul Nation, and ANG. So 2 of those teams will make it through to the semis, and 1 to the grand finals. We'll see if ASN Esports will be the team to join them, but right now it's looking like they may well do so, going after their toughest opponents in the first few rounds. Kiri is also a known player. Interesting. Yes, if we're seeing Invictus camo around, then that certainly gives a pretty strong indication that we've just had some name changes. Either way around it, Xenia, going to be the player to watch. 13-2 in that one. Pretty crazy stuff. But either way around it, we'll be heading to a break. We will get our giveaways up and underway a lot quicker than usual, because we have only got a diminished size stream today, so I'll get that started straight away. Let's see. So our first giveaway, as always, will be on Twitch. Details coming up on the screen in just a few moments. Shazam! I'll post it up on Facebook as well. I see some of you guys are asking for some tech support over on the Facebook page. I would definitely recommend you towards support.gameloft.com, which is in the bottom right of the screen, for those kind of things. I'm afraid I don't have any particular information as far as that goes. I'm sorry about that. But either way around it, we'll be back with Game 2 as soon as it's available. Alright guys, let's get it on. We2OP or LAK against ASN First Esport, who ended up the first game on stream with quite some vivacity. Is that a word? Did I just make that up? I don't know. We2OP coming into this after beating Severe. ASN Esport coming into it after taking out our number 2 seed Destiny. And Celine will be the one to take the first shot, the first kill for ASN Esport. Samuel P, yes, you will in fact have an excellent chance at winning over on Twitch if nobody else joins, because yes, you will have the only entry. So, if you guys want to give Samuel some free credits, then do not join onto Twitch, do not throw in hashtag RO32, and do not get a chance at winning 400 credits. The reverse psychology, did it work? I don't know. Celine gets kill number 2 onto Dranic. A little confusing to see the familiar names and faces from Vol. With some new clan tags. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term arrangement. Oh my gosh. ASN Celine is an absolute monster. Hero Gaming Simon. Glad to have you along once again for the rhyme. I imagine this will be a relatively short stream just because we're starting a little way through the tournament itself. I think we basically skipped the first round, which is more or less what I was looking to do. After the 8 or near 8 hour long Android tournament. You Android guys, way too enthusiastic. But hey, I'm feeling a little bit less strain on the old throataroo, so should be alright until the end. Let's, as much as Celine is absolutely murdering everybody, let's take it some time with Johan, who's doing more or less the same thing. Actually, they're sitting behind a barrier, so not so exciting. Let's see if we can maybe find somebody from the side of... Oh, that's the one we're actually looking for. Renlin? I don't know, that's a weird name. MP5 Haxel, that's some good advice. Hot water or hot ginger tree? Well, a tree seems a little extreme. But ginger tea, certainly. To relax the old throat. I think honey is usually quite a good one. It's alright, MC5 to Hacksaw. I could figure out what you meant. Though, guys, don't worry about entering in multiple times over on the Twitch platform. It is not going to increase your chances. I'm going to start being a little bit more harsh on disqualifying people who enter in multiple times. It's not really so much of an issue on the Twitch platform, but it's unnecessary. Certainly, it's unnecessary to enter in multiple times, and I will. And I'll on the. I don't know if you. Oh, I'm sorry, Factor. I suppose you weren't around for this. So on the YouTube giveaway in particular, I've implemented something so if people enter multiple times, then they will no longer be considered for that competition. So we're trying to stop people from flooding the chat with spam messages, which will mainly make a big difference over on the YouTube page. So that's the launch I primarily wanted about. I could add honey in water. I think that would taste quite weird. But between rounds, I will definitely get myself some tea. That's right. Episode 5 attacks up. The only important part is, again, you don't need. There's only two or three of you guys who've entered in over on the Twitch page, so you really don't need to keep entering in over and over again. It's not like your entry is going to get lost anywhere. Anyway, Ruse, the most recognizable name at least from the ASN esports side, if not necessarily the most ludicrously performing. Speaking of ludicrous performance, let's check in with Celine, who's currently got 18 to 6. Good lord. Grenade. Gonna go for one shot, one kill. Picks off Apple as well. This is chronic. Vol, known in this as LAK or We2OP. one of our most dominant teams getting completely schooled by ASN Esport. Certainly the organization returning legends of the Modern Combat 5 scene. Not entirely clear at this point how many of these are returning veterans, or if they're just sort of reusing the team names. Certainly ASN are just going crazy to take out Destiny in the first round and then Vol immediately afterwards, and not just to do that, but to do it in such a fashion to barely let Vol get out of the gates. I think it speaks to almost a different era of Modern Combat 5. Selena and Xenia both getting more kills in. Hero Gaming, thanks for joining us over on the Twitch platform to get your entry in, as well as Razor Glass for all the dogs who may have not received that ice cream quotient today. 1 minute left to play. We2OP pretty much done here. ASN Esport, the only question really remaining is whether or not ASN get up to the 50 mark before the time runs out, and I think that's even a foregone conclusion. Ruse doing work to just slaughter any of the We2OP players as they arrive. And I think yep, there we go, single more kill, and ASN have 2-0'd one of the most dominant teams in recent memory of Modern Combat 5. Well, with that in mind, we are going to have to go through the giveaways pretty darn quickly. So, let me deploy the random number generator for our Twitch stream. Okay, our Twitch giveaway winner is Hero Gaming MC5. Please post your dog tag and platform as always. Congratulations, Hero Gaming. Last to arrive and still the winner. Okay, just gonna get your details noted down here. We will be even though we've got a short stream, we will be doing the same amount of giveaways. We'll just be going through it a little bit faster. Okay, 18th second of the. Hey, there you go, a roundabout date. Twitch. So yes, congratulations to our first winner, Hero Gaming, but definitely not our last. We will be moving on to Facebook for our second giveaway, so please do stay tuned for those details, and we'll be back with our next game coming up soon.
I swore that I muted the stream. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I've done something a bit weird. Because I'm certain I'm not... Well, whatever. Hey guys. Apologies for hearing the sounds of me relaxing between games. I have got myself a cup of lovely lemon and ginger tea with a healthy dose of honey in it, so I should be pretty good for the rest of the stream. Violence Blue take on ANG in what I believe is actually going to be our first semi-final of the day. That's right, we barely started and we're already done because of starting about basically halfway through today's tournament. We are getting through things pretty darn quick. Mainline MC5, you only have Swiss cheese and some bread. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Swiss cheese is pretty good. I think you could do some interesting stuff there. I feel like Swiss cheese on bread would be pretty good. Anyway, what are we talking about? Cheese, that's right. So, Zik, Cheese Meister, is doing a really good job right now. 4-1. Well, make that 4-2. Vibe. Got something to say about that. I hope wherever you are in line, you manage to find something delicious. Maybe if you melt the cheese a bit, in line, I think melt the cheese, maybe toast the bread. I think you could have something pretty good there. So, our second giveaway is on Facebook by special request. It's going to be hashtag ASM. Got a few people doing it. I think it's kind of throwing people off to have something so weird. But ASN returning after being in exile for 1,000 years, let's say. The offspring of prophecy back amongst us. Let's check in with Ra1 from the Violence Blue side of things. Hey Kenisu.
Yes, definitely did take a break after the Android stream, and my throat is thanking me for it. Deep South Burger has some amazing burgers. I've never been there. I don't know if that's even in this country. But Enrique the Player 56, thank you for the intel for any of the burger aficionados who may also be in the chat. In England, I'd say there's a couple of places that I kind of... It's weird because I personally am a fan of burgers, but I'm not sure if I'm necessarily that well equipped to be able to differentiate what makes it good for a bad burger. I kind of feel like some of the burger places are a little samey because they just kind of end up being so enormous that you end up sort of just eating individual bits. Hero Gaming Simon, you're eating fruit. Well done to you, sir. That's really the best thing, though fruit is rather sugary. In fact, that reminds me, Hero Gaming Simon, with your good example, I will go and put some vegetables in the microwave, give them the old microwaving for a bit later on. A bowl of vegetables makes an excellent snack, especially if they're sort of little bite-sized ones. Yes, sorry, Justin Chen over on Facebook. We're a little bit confused with some of the conversation that's going on the YouTube as well as the Facebook page. But I'll try and make sure you guys get... But yes, the song name. So I noticed some of you guys on Facebook were asking about song names. The song names will be displayed in the top right hand corner during the break screen. I don't think they're available commercially. I think they are licensed specifically for Modern Combat 5. So in the same way, I don't think I'm really able to sort of give them out. I don't think they're on YouTube either. But you could be wrong. Could be wrong, I don't know. You could always use one of those song recognition apps and use that during the break and see if they have been released somewhere else. At least I'm not aware of it. But I'm more than prepared to be wrong about that. Enrique the Player 56, there's a location in Dallas. Cool. Well, I hope one day to visit the Americas myself. Perhaps I'll have the chance to take it in. Last time I was in America, I gained like 2 stones worth of weight, which is a lot of weight for a human being. Because I think at the time that was like a fifth of my body mass. So I think it may be dangerous for me to return to the States where food is extremely cheap. Hey John Smith and Hero Gaming Simon, nice to see you again. Do apologise for all of you guys who are more interested in the game than me just rambling. I will do my best to get a little bit more focused as we go on. Ugh. The near 8-hour Android stream is it's taken its toll. It's also 2:30 in the morning, so I don't know. I'll do my best. Yes, Justin Chen, caught up to you eventually. It's going alright, Justin Chen, going alright. We're getting through things quite quickly. Violence Blue and ANG locked in semi-final Mortal Kombat. Violence Blue looking pretty good here. Oh, AJ Vias, yes, you can't join right now because we're kind of in the middle of a tournament and people have already signed up and kind of gotten to this point. But if we do get the chance, then we'll do some custom games which you can join in on. Chris Davies, it's 2:30 for you as well. Oh, presumably you're based in the UK as well. But if any of you guys would like to join in again down the line, I'll just drop you a link to the ESL page where you can sign up for future tournaments. Oh, are you guys going to play together? That's really cool. Alright. So, Violence Blue win that game 1. So I'm just going to let our admin know. Soldier Girl running things for us today, so if you catch her in chat, please do say hi. And we'll be back for that second game between Valence Blue and A&G coming up soon. Alright guys, we are back once again for ANG versus Violence Blue semi-final. Violence Blue did pretty darn well first time out, and if they win out here, they will secure their spot in our grand finals today. €100 on the line for whichever team wins out proceedings. Let's see who can impress as we head for one more night at the museum. If you'd like to get your entries in on Facebook, we will be ending that giveaway very soon. Hashtag ASM as by request instead of our usual hashtags. If you'd like to enter. ANG starting out this one pretty reasonable like. Couple of players getting the 2-on-1 score. There's kind of, even those small numbers early on can be significant, but Arubaru gets the kill through and one of the ANG players leaves. Now ANG going to have to really worry about an overwhelming strike from Violence Blue. Samuel Provost over on the Facebook page, you reckon it's going to be Violence going to win? I think that is a fairly reasonable assumption, especially since I think there are some members, might have been some connection issues or AFK, so I'm not really sure. But whatever the reason, whatever the outcome, Violence Blue are reaping the benefits. Arubaru rocking the lack on the morph, as is. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use anything but the lack on the morph, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. With the best individual record so far, I believe. No, I tell a lie. Nitro, 5-2 so far as well, will get cut down in their prime, looking to try and deal with their overload. Not going to manage it this time round. Getting stuck right back in. Ah. Mackenzie Derrick. Oh boy, people picking fights with you in the chat. That's what I like to see. Some long-running rivalries that will last a generation. Speaking of, ANG may well be building up that enmity towards the Violence Blue side right now. Suffering in the early going, and from what looked like a relatively even start, Violence Blue seemed to have completely taken this game over. Raw one. Kind of the... I don't want to say the... I'm not actually sure if they're the captain or the manager, or they're certainly of some degree of importance to the Violence Blue side, as Violence Blue managed to more than double the score of ANG. Nitro gonna get stuck in, even at very low health, still not afraid to take a scrap, which is certainly a very bold maneuver. Hey Mackenzie Eric, I am definitely not Hacksaw. Hacksaw, if I don't know if you were referring to me when you said hi Hacksaw, but I'm the British guy. Counterfeit. The difference is one of us is British and one of us is very much not British. But hey, anyway, nice to talk to you Mackenzie Derrick. I can't remember where it was you were from, the Spanish chap. Maybe you could help me learn some more Spanish phrases. Like, hola a todos. I think I've pretty much learned that one. I think I can move on to something new. Much like Violence Blue are going to be moving on to our grand finals. ANG get locked out entirely. MVP, definitely going to be a Rubaru from that one. Extremely impressive individual performance. Carries the team across, though. Nitro as well, with an almost equally impressive performance. Misses out by an inch. Honourable mention will go to Vivi. 7-0. Very, very impressive thing to just pull off, honestly. Advanced Blue looked exceptional. So, over on the Facebook side of things, let's see who our winner will be. Okay, on Facebook, our winner will be Chris Davies. Chris Davies, our Facebook giveaway winner. You can post your dog tag and platform. We'll get you put in for 400 credits, which will come your way in the next couple of weeks, most likely. So, if we get your details coming through, we will start on our next giveaway. I'm afraid, Joseph Trammell, I don't have any inside information about any upcoming updates. It's not something that they share with me. But if you keep an eye on the Facebook page and on Twitter, when there's any kind of publicly shareable news, it will definitely go on there. Alright, we're heading to a break. We'll be back soon with more Mortal Kombat 5. Alright guys, I think we've got a little bit of time before our grand final starts, so if you would like to join in with the custom game which we're currently building on the screen, which is a free-for-all on conversion, then ESL 123 will be the way to join. Please do ignore the thing saying this is on Android. I'll get that changed over in just a second. Shazam! Just like that. Or if you see anything in the global chat, and you can show off your skills on the stream and maybe earn yourself a position on one of these teams by virtue of beating everyone else up, until there's someone else to choose from. Alright, we've got 6. That's a decent amount to start with. I'll just throw out one more invite, see how many we can get in, and then we can get ourselves on the way. Cool. You can, of course, join in once we've started, though in the free-for-all, the quicker you get in, the better your chances. So, let's see who can stand out as we head for a little conversation about a conversion. Alright. Let's start it off. And see who can be our standout player. It certainly seems to be that we've made a good choice of Galaxy in the early going, tearing up the scoreboard. Everybody else languishing less than half as many points, 7-2-4. Galaxy cutting through the opposition hot like a star. Big burning ball of gas. We're getting ready for our grand finals. But while we are waiting, there's no reason why we can't show off you guys' individual skill. While Galaxy is murdering everyone, let's pop across to my good friend and buddy, Frijolito, who I don't really know anything about apart from how to say their name. But it's fun to say. I recommend giving it a try. Game audio is delayed. Interesting. That's not happened before. Yes, I see what you mean. That is odd. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Because that's not really happened before. Oh, maybe I'll restart the game in between, because that's a weird little bug. Frijolito, one of the players from the competitive scene, doing their best to catch up on Galaxy. Let's see who else is trying to do it. It's going to be Starry Eyes on the Recon class, able to jump around the place. We'll get taken out by Frijolito on the way there. Oh, cool, Chris Davies. Good that you got the message. So yeah, sometimes the Facebook messages are a little funny. I've had that before where it just doesn't show certain messages. So I don't know what the deal is. Frijolito has taken that #1 spot. I think actually driving a couple of people out of the game with how ferocious they are. But yes, do bear in mind that Frijolito is one of our tournament players. And I think one of our better tournament players. Yes, Enrique the player, definitely a strange phenomenon of delayed game audio. I don't recall. It may have happened before and I've just never noticed it, but I don't think it was happening in the other games, at least. I don't know. AJ Virus, the ESL123, it will not show up if the game is full, though it's not full at the moment. You may have searched at the point that it was full, though. I'll give it another try and see if it shows up. It won't show up if it's full, though. Because I think the server just doesn't want to even let people try and connect to a game which has already got 12 people in. But keep an eye out. If you see the lobby on the screen, that's really the best time to join. Fortunately, AJ Bias, you've just come along a little bit of an awkward time, but you should be able to join the game at the moment because there's only 10 out of 12 people currently playing. Hey, Gabri channel. What kind of channel is a Gabri channel? An excellent question. Thanks, me. You're always so supportive. Gabri channel, how's it going? Our Mob Crush giveaway will end the moment we get into our grand final. So that's hashtag semi on the Mob Crush platform. Usually fairly lightly trafficked, so if you want your best chance at winning your 400 credits, head to mobcrush.com/Modern Combat, make an account over there, and enter hashtag semi into the chat for your chance at Creditorinos. Alright, one more kill for Friolito, and this will all be over. But who will be the sacrificial lamb? Will CEO manage to get all the kills in the world? No. As it turns out, absolutely not. Friolito finds kill number 30. Didn't actually even see it happen. I think because of a bit of a desync there. So apologies about that. But we will keep looking for our next Modern Combat 5 game in whatever form it might take. I'm just going to restart my iPad to make sure it's not doing anything weird. Since that was a bit strange. Samuel7413, you're trying so hard to win. Ah, well, you're doing the right thing. You got to be in these competitions to win them, as the old phrase goes. Hey, Friolito over in the YouTube chat. Oh my god. What? John Smith, you're not familiar with the concept of Creditorinos? Well, I feel like you're really missing out. Alright, just getting my stuff together and restarting all my screen mirroring. Is that all good? Is that all good? I think so. Yep. Okay, so hopefully that solved the sound desync. I say Creditorinos all the time, John Smith. German Santana, you are McGench. Interesting. Tell me more of this McGench. John Smith, I did not know that you can rap. Have you got some videos online of you performing said rapping services? I'm just going to check with Soldier Girl. If it's the other semi-final in progress. Enrique the player, if I restart the iPad, wouldn't the stream end? No, because I'm not streaming directly from my iPad. I'm streaming to my computer, which is then streaming to you guys. So I'm able to have a bit more flexibility in that kind of regard. If I was streaming directly from the iPad itself, I wouldn't be able to have any of these overlays and whatnot going on. It would just be raw footage. But no, I've got an intermediary step. I think there's probably a few different ways of doing it, but I'm using Air Server, which I'm not sponsored by in any way, but it seems to be a pretty reliable piece of software. I think there actually are probably other ways to do it. Jacob Flores, did you guys see my dumb ass? Jacob Flores, you're not the best marketer for your own self. Dennis Doe, you're gonna do ESL this week. Neat. Dennis, what's username do you play under? So we can keep an eye out for you. John Smith, I'm not exactly sure that's the most original of rhymes you've dropped there in the chat. Do you have anything of your own? I think our grand finals will be starting soon. I think there's some admin stuff that needs to be done first, so we'll pop ourselves to a quick break and we'll be back in hopefully just a few minutes. Alright guys, we're waiting on the grand finals to get underway. So if you'd like to join in, ESL123 as always. John Smith, I'm going to give you a bit of a time out there to think about how it might not be appropriate to try and talk about defrauding the game for which the official stream of which you're watching. Dennis, though, I would very much not recommend using credit generators because I would say invariably they are in fact phishing scams to attempt to get your account details and then sell that account to somebody else. So if any place suggests it can give you free credits, it is not going to give you free credits. But yes, let's do some zone control on the museum, why not? Yes, I think VIP is a reasonable way to earn credits. You can of course enter the giveaways. We've got one going on Mob Crush at the moment. They can get you 400 credits if you do win. And if you haven't entered it, that's probably the easiest way to at least potentially earn the credits. So you should be doing that. Hey Powerful Gaming, good to see you again. Alright, we got a lot of folks. Oh my gosh, we got the ASN members joining. Ay. Well, oh dear. Well, I guess you get to see what happens when ASN go up against a team of complete randos. It's gonna go well! Well, hey, never let me say you guys don't get to play with some celebrity players. ASN decided that they've got nothing else they'd rather do than come and join in. Dennis, though, you can join there too. ESL123, we've got, oh, I think we may actually be filled up now. But if you can sneak in, then feel more than free to do so. I think we're just about full now. One more player space. Alright, well, let's get going. Hey, Powerful Gaming. Yeah, to you too. But yes, again, I can only recommend in the strongest terms to not use online credit generators because they are trying to steal your account details. People will not give away credits for nothing. Even if they were to give you actual credits, which is extremely unlikely, there's always some kind of hidden cost. You're much better off just getting them the regular way. Antrax is in there. Antrax. Oh, a Dramas member. Nice. But yes, I don't really allow talk of account selling in the stream because, at least from my experience from other games, the kind of the sort of theoretical side behind it is that the accounts themselves aren't unfortunately you guys as players to sell. So the idea of selling them to another player would, at least in every game which I've ever seen, go against the terms of service, which would mean the account would get banned if it was found out about. So definitely can't really have people talking about selling accounts in here, or how much it would cost to buy accounts, or really anything to do with that kind of stuff. So do apologise, but I'd have to ask you guys to take it to DM if you want to have that kind of stuff, that kind of discussion rather. As you might expect, given that we've got nearly the entirety of the ASN team playing on the blue side, it's been a complete massacre. Antrax is pretty cool. Well, in that case, let's pop across and see how they're doing. Not so well in the face of a mostly United ASN Sam. Yes, Samuel7413. Because you are doing something which you're not supposed to be doing, in this case buying an account, then you've got very little recourse if it goes badly. If the person takes your money and then just doesn't give you anything, who are you going to complain to? Again, I kind of feel like there are better uses of your time and money than spending it on dodgy stuff. Enrique the player, there's a reason why I cover up the global chats. Unfortunately, there isn't very much moderation which goes on. But I think that would be a bit of a losing battle anyway. Alright, so there we go. ASN Celine. Nice of them to show up and do exactly what we would expect them to do. We will go to a short break before our grand finals get started. So with that in mind, let me head over to the Mob Crush page and check to see. Alright, so our Mob Crush winner will be Samuel7413. Samuel7413, if you can post your dog tag and platform, get your details all ready. And we'll get you all sorted out. Chris Davies, sorry if I missed your comment. I have got your details. And I'll just put those down. So let's see. So Samuel, just get your details. So we'll be moving on to YouTube for our final giveaway of the day. Worth bearing in mind. So just like last stream, there'll be some special conditions on our last giveaway of the day. So, just let me get this stuff out of the way here though, before I get onto that. So the last giveaway will be hashtag finals. Thank you, Samuel. Got your details there. Yes, I think all you really can do, Enrique, is to mute people. I think it's once you've got enough of the main people muted, it's not as bad. That's right, thank you, Samuel, and thank you for your wisdom, your wise words over in the Mob Crush page. Please do make your way across to YouTube if you'd like to hang out with a lot more people. So we'll put up the YouTube giveaway details in a minute. But yes, so just to pre-warn you guys, if you enter in multiple times for the for this giveaway on YouTube, then your entries will not be counted. So let me just get that set up. So just put in one entry on YouTube. We'll hashtag finals, and we'll be jumping in to that first game of that grand finals in just a few moments. Let me just get that set up a little bit ahead of time. But we'll be back in just a few moments. Alright guys, let's get things underway for our first game of our grand finals. ASN Esports, newly back to the scene, have been hacking their way through every one of the teams they've been facing so far. Violence Blue, the only thing that stands between them and their first comeback victory. Have Violence Blue got what it takes to stand against the titans of industry, ASN Esports, where no other team has been able to even provide more than a stumbling block? We shall see. Ruse getting some of those early kills. Looking for a few more. Let's see where those other kills have landed. Celine, of course. We can reliably check in with them and see that they've picked up about 10 million kills or so. Arubu going to be going down. Ra1 gets a trade kill back onto Kiri. Still 4 and 4. Denisto, yes. In the ESL Cups, prestige weapons aren't alive, which is probably why I got a little confused when you start talking about the Vice, because it's not something which I tend to come across that often. Dennis, though, if you're running across people who are using hacks, definitely send an email in with a video of the people doing it and the dog tags, and then it's a relatively simple matter for Gameloft to take action, whether it be banning a particular person or trying to figure out what particular X part of the code is being exploited and sort them out. Interestingly though, it feels like ASN Esport and Vio Blue in this first game on Vantage trying to feel each other out a little bit. The pace of the game slackening considerably compared to the other ones we've seen from ASN Esport. What will tend to happen though is ASN will look to build a ginormous lead by the end of the game. Xenia really actually stepping up this time round. And doing some really good work, picking up a whole third of the team's kill on a single person. Celine, of course, will be looking to try and race that as much as possible. We shall be 007. The Twitch giveaway unfortunately has ended quite some time ago, but if you'd like to make your entry in on YouTube, please do. Hashtag finals. A single entry is all you need. Multiple entries will get you disqualified, so be careful of that. And we will draw the YouTube giveaway winner at the end of the finals. Dennis, you're pretty good at BSW. Well, that's a good thing to be good at, because it is extremely frequently seen. Let's check in and see how things are going. So, Celine, I think trying to show off a little bit here, going up extremely strong individual performance. 10 and 3 so far. Looking to hunt down another member of Violence Blue. Going up close and personal. Takes out Vivi in close quarters with the lack. Goes down extremely low while doing it though, but gets a good flank onto Arubaru. The rest of Violence Blue a little too dead to intervene. Hey Chris Davies, good to see you again over on the YouTube page of things. 2:22 left to play. ASN building themselves up a pretty massive lead, which has been a little bit affected by that exchange. Still, Violence going to need to do a lot more if they want to take down ASN here and now. Certainly winning game 1 would be a huge morale boost for the side of Violence Blue to know that they can make a serious impact on ASN where every other team has failed. We'll see how it goes, but it certainly does remind me of at least seeing how dominant ASN have been. It puts me in mind of the one team eras that for a long time were kind of the way that Modern Combat 5 was, that you just had one team that would be miles ahead of everybody else. At this point, ASN Esports doing very well for themselves, not completely dominating Violence Blue, but still doing some pretty impressive work. Killer Sue MC5, how should I be saying Vivi VV or something else? Please, guys, if you know better than I do, which is since I'm completely guessing, if you have any definitive knowledge, then please let me know. I think someone did tell me about how to say it probably before, but I have forgotten. So, Killer Sue, if you can let me know what the correct way is, I would be most grateful. ASA ahead by 9. Roll 1. Picking up a kill, but Ruse and Celine gonna try and return the favour. ASN not perhaps gonna end this one out quite as comfortably as they have in previous games, which would make the most sense because they are going up against the toughest competition. But still, when it comes down to the tail of the tape, I think ASN are going to try and close this one out before the timer runs down to 0. Will they manage it? No, they actually won't. Oh, it's Vivi. Okay, thank you, Kelsey. Ah, okay, cool. Well, thank you for that clarification on Vivi. Yeah, Vivi down there. But where are our MVPs? Celine, of course, is going to be the standout player. Though Aruburu doing some exceptionally nice work over on the Violence Blue side of things. We'll be heading to a break because we've got a game 2 to get underway in just a few minutes. Alright guys, game number 2 of our grand finals on the way. Now we head to the construction site to see if Violence Blue have any better luck in game 2. Asterisk Supre, we will be drawing the giveaway winner at the end of the grand finals, so you'll have to stay all the way through. Haha, that's how they get ya. Enrique player feeling to eat fish. Okay. Yes, Enrique the player. It does take a bit longer on YouTube because it's during the course of a best of 5, as opposed to a best of 3 as it normally would be. But we'll see. Certainly, if a team is liable to 3-0 this grand finals, it's certainly ASM. Violence Blue holding tough in the early going, at least. Let's see how well they manage to keep it up past this first minute. As perhaps should have been expected if it was not, Arubaru going to be the early top scorer for Violence Blue, tossing out grenades like crazy. Those 3 grenades in the assault class certainly coming to some pretty good use as Arubaru takes down Jabez. And Nitro takes down Kiri. ASM being caught up on a bit as Celine taken out as well. The purveyor of miraculous fortune for ASN Esport hitting the dirt. A rare experience in itself. Celine takes out Turquoise. Asterix of Prey, you were Roblox. I would probably reapply if you've changed your name while the giveaway is going on. Because I don't think Nightbot's smart enough to sort of pick up that it's the same person. So I would just reapply. And then if Roblox comes up, then we can just let that lapse if you can't at that point prove that's you because you changed your name. Hey, it's Animal Provost. Ah, you're saving up for the old kimono, eh? Excellent stuff. Well, Violence Blue saving themselves up a whole bunch of points. Impressive stuff, honestly, from them. But Jabez and Celine get a little bit of revenge from earlier on. Violence Blue are still looking pretty good right now. As Celine takes down Nitro, Arubaru going to get their revenge, kill the melee. It's a little bit of a source of vulnerability at times. Arubaru doing some excellent work with those grenades. Violence Blue actually gave a pretty substantial lead over ASN. Not what we maybe would have expected from game number 1, but hey, maybe the construction site just has a bit of a different flavour. ASN stumbling a little bit after impressing in game number 1. Could Violence Blue hand ASN their first loss of the tournament here? And of course, what lies beyond the first loss, wow, remains to be seen. It would be a huge coup for Violence Blue to be able to stop the comeback story of ASN Esports in the finals. We'll see how well that goes as Kiri picks up 3 kills in a row, make that 4, nearly wipes out the entirety of Violence Blue. Celine gets 1 more kill before Arubaru gets a little bit of revenge. I think Kiri overstaying in the low ground. Checking with Ruse. As we close in on the score limit. Don't think there's any way we're having a timeout here. With 2.5 minutes left on the clock. It's coming down to be a very, very close end of game. Jack Gameplay, I'm glad you enjoy the game. Hopefully, you will enjoy this grand finals in progress as well. Rusey and Xenia both getting kills there. Celine stalking. Oh, hey, kidnappers. Even if you're not actively playing anymore, I hope you can still enjoy the streams of the competitive games. Certainly considering that the consequences are relatively severe. If people using nefarious programs is your concern, then the ESL tournaments, at least to my understanding, are pretty clear of people using outside programs, but maybe you can tell me. Jabez and Rusey both get kills for ASN. Hugely important at this stage. Each individual fight, each skirmish that goes poorly or well for either side, enormously important. I'm pronouncing Rusey wrong as well. Oh boy, how do I say that? I thought I was doing right. Oh, well, I got a little distracted by that, and I missed the fact that ASN Esport won their second game against Violence Blue. Now only one game away from coming back and becoming champions on their first tournament back. But still, it was only by a margin of a couple of kills. So, I'm impressed, honestly, by what we saw coming out there from the side of Violence. Arubaru doing some excellent work. Kiri really being the difference maker right at the end there, picking up a lot of kills without them being traded back. That 4-kill streak was honestly super impressive. Alright guys, we'll be heading to break. We'll be back with Game 3, and when the finals is over, we will draw our YouTube winner. Alright guys, with apologies for the multiple lobby problems we're having just getting into this one. Let's get the next game between ASN Esport and Violence Blue in the bag, heading to the streets. ASN with 2 games in hand, Violence Blue yet to find one. First game, pretty conclusively ASN's, but game number 2, a whole different story. Violence Blue only losing out by 2 kills in the end, and in fact themselves look like the team that were in control of game 2. Somehow ASN comes back, but there's still a long way to go. ASN picking up a whole bunch of kills at the start. Let's take a look and see what their general strategy is. Actually, wow, that's surprising. ASN splitting themselves up to attack Violence Blue from multiple different angles. That's an incredibly ambitious strategy. You do not see many teams go for, because if any part of that line falls, then Violence Blue can surge out and take out ASN Esport one at a time. But so far, ASN seem to be overloading the decision-making matrix of Violence Blue, getting up 9-2 in the early going, and showing off some impressive strategic skills. You have to think that Violence Blue will adapt to this strategy more sooner or later. It feels like ASN perhaps have gone for this spread out strategy on the assumption that Violence Blue are going to try a central clump, and attacking that clump from multiple angles seems to be working pretty darn well for the time being. Nitro hopping the fence looking for a target. ASN is still very far ahead. Xenia doing some real nice work in this game, getting taken down very low, and finally falling down thanks to a little bit of help along the way from Violence Blue. ASN get a nice bunch of kills there for themselves. Let's see. Celine on the heavy this time round. Being a slack noob, always fun. Takes out VV. There you go, got it right this time round. Someone was telling me that I was getting Ruse wrong. I don't remember if they told me how to actually say it correctly though, so I'll keep saying Ruse until someone tells me otherwise, I suppose. Celine, up in the close quarters, using the slack, of course, to finish the job. ASN really accelerating matters, starting to look like their performance from game number 1, if not better, if anything. Really fascinating to see how the strategy is playing out here, as ASN bringing an entirely new approach to the streets we have not seen before. Good to see you guys in the chat are resolving your differences by playing Modern Combat 5 with each other. That's kind of fun. Brings me back to the days of yore, when people resolve things with duels. And now you can resolve them with Modern Combat 5 duels. So I suppose that's much of a muchness. Rusa and JMS and Xenia all getting kills for themselves. Still going to be Celine, top of the pops. Does fall down though as Violence pick up a bunch of kills. ASN only 10 kills away from sealing this final away for themselves. Celine takes out VV in the back with a shotgun, looking to try and send multiple members of the ASN lineup to lap around and catch Violence Blue off guard. Celine dropping down the slack into close quarters, managing to create some space and take out Turquoise as well. 2 minutes 20 left to play. Celine running into a little bit of trouble. Turquoise in close quarters. Everything gets a bit crazy, a bit messy up as close as this. The Slack, an extremely effective weapon in these confined quarters. One more kill for ASN, and that will be it. That kill, however, not going to be the one. There we go. Rusey makes it a clean 3-0. ASN bring back history in the form of themselves. 3-0 for them. Alright guys, which does mean we need to draw our Facebook giveaway winner. Our Facebook winner is Dennis Doe. Dennis Doe. If you, or I probably can't be mispronouncing that badly. So Dennis, if you are still around, if you could enter in your dog tag and platform, then we will be done for tonight. Either way around it, congratulations to ASN on a successful return to Modern Combat 5. Hopefully Dennis Doe is still here. But either way around it, that will be it for us this evening. If Dennis isn't here in a couple of minutes, we'll redraw from based on the people who are still here. And hopefully we'll eventually find someone who's still around. Alright, Asterix Supre, we'll give him a couple of minutes. But either way around it, that'll be it from me. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back in 12 hours or so with the next iOS tournament. But for now, that's all the Modern Combat 5 we've got for today. So I'll have to bid you adieu.